Welcome back, boys and girls! Can you believe it? Kingsley's adventure is getting more amazing every time. His heavy burden has finally rolled away, and the angels taught him about the great controversy that began in heaven. Clothed in shining white garments, a symbol of his new beginning, Kingsley stands free at last. But as he continues his journey, who will he meet next along the way? Join me and let's find out together in Chapter 14.
Journey to the Eternal Kingdom. A Young Christian's Pilgrimage. Chapter 14. Plain, lethargy, and brazen does not want to be freed? The three angels then proceeded to talk about sanctification and the journey that lay ahead of him. One of the angels asked,
"Do you know that sanctification is a work of a lifetime?"
What does that even mean?
asked Kingsley.
It means that all the information you learn along the way, the things to start doing that you have not done before, or the things that you should stop doing now that you have discovered are wrong, will take a while to get right. So don't be discouraged, and keep fighting the good fight.
The angels had already provided Kingsley with clean white garments. Another gave him a golden card and told him to hold on to it and keep it safe because it would be required of him as proof that he was a faithful and loyal subject of the king once he reached the kingdom. After praying with Kingsley and providing him with a map that should allow him to stay on the straight and narrow, the three angels bid him Godspeed, left him, and went on their way. Kingsley sat there marveling at the goodness of the good king, thinking that he would go through so much trouble for a person like him, one who had disobeyed him so often at that. Looking down at his new clothes, Kingsley was determined to keep them as clean and white as possible. He also wiggled his shoulders happily, relieved that he no longer had the burden on his back. Now he was ready to continue his journey. As Kingsley walked on, he kept a song in his heart and a bounce in his step.
And to think I was afraid to start my journey.
He thought to himself.
This is so easy.
He almost forgot how he had turned from the wicket gate and listened to the influencer, and how afraid he had been when the arrows flew at him from the castle of the enemy. As he walked along, whistling a happy tune, he soon came across three tweens lying fast asleep next to the road, with thick vines intertwined around their ankles, binding them together and sinking their roots into the ground. They were dressed similarly to him, but their clothes were covered with grass and many other stains. It was almost impossible to recognize the similarity, except that Kingsley was so proud of his new clothes that he could recognize them anywhere on anyone. Thinking how lovely it would be to continue his journey with these pilgrims like himself, Kingsley walked over to them and spoke.
Hello, my name is Kingsley. What is your name, and should you be sleeping here?
Hey, my name is Plain, and who made you the sleep police?
He responded quite rudely, which made Kingsley take a step back.
And my name is Lethargy. Can't you see we are taking a nap here? Why would you be so rude as to wake a fellow pilgrim and ask for our names?
Kingsley took another step back. He did not mean to make them mad. In fact, he was unsure why they were so upset.
I apologize, but seeing you lying there bound together, I thought you needed some help, so I came over to be of assistance.
At this time, the two were sitting up with scowls on their faces. Slowly, the third tween sat up, looked at Kingsley through sleepy eyes, and finally spoke.
Hey, I am the only one allowed to presume around here. You saw three boys lying here, trying to catch some rest, and assumed we needed your help. If we needed help, we could cry out, don't you think?
He continued,
My name is Brazen, and we are not in need of your help. Besides, you are a little boy. What could you do even if we did cry out to you?
I thought...
began Kingsley, but he was rudely interrupted by Lethargy.
Oh, I know what you thought. That because we are dressed alike and have begun our journey, you can walk with us, and we will help each other along the way.
Well,
Brazen continued,
that is not the case here. We do not need help from anyone. We know the king too, and he will look after us no matter what we do.
Yeah.
chimed in Plain.
If we choose to lay in the sun in a dangerous area, it is our choice, and we can and will. When we are good and ready, we will move. Besides, we are not afraid of the wicked prince. He should be afraid of us. We have the king on our side. Go on with your journey and leave us be.
At this point in the conversation, Kingsley had crossed the road and was standing there looking at them in dismay. Was this what the angels had warned him about? These were boys who had begun their pilgrimage journey and had even reached the cross, where he knew the angels had approached them and changed their clothing, but now they had become careless and forgot to stay watchful, unaware or not realizing that the wicked prince had spies everywhere. But they were so indolent that, even when warned, they did not care to change their ways. Feeling sorry for the boys, but knowing they did not want or care for his help, and not wanting to linger any longer, Kingsley waved goodbye without saying another word. After taking a few steps, he looked back and saw the 3 boys lying back down and promptly falling asleep. Shaking his head sadly, he said,
Is this what the Bible meant when it said in Proverbs 21:16? A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead.
Kingsley felt sad for the wasted lives of the 3 boys and for the loss of their companionship. Yet, deep down, he knew they would not have been the best influence on his journey. So, with a heavy heart but renewed resolve, Kingsley turned his eyes toward the path ahead. The road stretched before him, bright with promise and purpose. Each step felt lighter than the one before, and though he was alone, he was not afraid, for he knew the king was with him. Little did Kingsley know, the path ahead would soon test his courage in ways he had never imagined. But for now, he walked on, the promise of meeting up with his friend Faithful just beyond the horizon.